Hello, gang. I hope you're all well. Now, listen. I know I said I wouldn't do this.
I just told Bert.
But, I just thought it would be a bit of fun.
If I ever do an Ask Savannah,
We're gonna do an Ask Sav, and it's gonna be great.
can you please punch me in the face?
What?
I need you to punch me in the face.
I'm not
I need you to punch me in the face.
gonna punch you in the face.
I need you to. Bert, please.
I'm not gonna
Punch me! I need you
punch
to
you.
punch me! It's gonna be great.
If the whole world was listening to you right now, what would you say?
Freaking stop being so horrible to each other. You're all meat puppets, and soon you'll be dead. So, just be nice. Just be nice.
Were you a Goosebumps kid, a Pony Pals kid, a blah 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 blah?
Given that list, I think it's obvious I was a Goosebumps kid. I loved Goosebumps. I loved Goosebumps so much that in 5th grade, we were practicing letter writing, which is kind of funny now because letter writing is a bit of an archaic art. And I wrote my letter to R.L. Stein saying, "Hello, Mr. Stein. I really appreciate your work." Never heard back. He's probably just busy.
Would you say you lead a minimalistic lifestyle?
I definitely have been trying to, and it's something that's very attractive to me because I like the idea of just not having much stuff and being able to pick up your entire life at a moment's notice and just not have all these things weighing you down. And I think, in theory, that's a nice romantic concept that I can get behind. And at least since I've been living in London, I've sort of been forced to be a minimalist. Because the first 2 years I was here, I was living in student accommodation, and obviously those rooms aren't very big. Also, the first couple of years I was here, I went home over the summer for a few months, and having a bunch of stuff, I couldn't lug it back and forth between continents. So I didn't have that much stuff anyways. And I really don't have that much stuff now. I try to go through my clothes every time I think of it and just get rid of anything that I'm not super excited about. If I'm even a little bit about something, whether it is a piece of clothing or just something in the house, I've been getting rid of it because I don't want to surround myself with lukewarm possessions. I'd rather be really excited about everything I have.
If you and Bert were to adopt a pet, what would you get?
We want a dog. We are both very much dog people. We both grew up with dogs. Though I will say, I think I am much more forgiving of cats than Bert is. Cats, with dogs, they love you and they just want to live their life to please you. Cats, I relate to because they don't. They just want to go about their business and slink about and, they want to be left alone. And I get that. I also just want to be left alone. But in terms of a life companion, I think dogs are the tops. We have a really good name for a dog that I can't tell you because I'm worried someone's going to take it. But you'll find out. Give us a year and a bit, and Sav and Bert Dog Special will become a reality.
What are some ideas for future tattoos?
I'm slowing down a little bit on the tattoo front because I only have so much skin real estate and I want to have time to ponder. But I do have one idea, and my tattoos, if you haven't seen them, are quite minimal and just sort of outlines of things. And my most recent one was a thing of wildflowers on the back of my arm, which was sort of because I thought it looked nice, but also a bit for my mom. So, next one, I was gonna do a thing for my dad, which would be the outline of hands shaking. My first memory of this was when I was 7. He very much stressed the importance of having a good handshake, to the point where now, if I shake someone's hand and they have this limp noodle handshake, it totally puts me off. I just thought it'd be a nice little shout out, and I think it'll look nice with all my other ones.
What's it like living with Bert?
Punch me! I need you to punch me!
Do you ever do painting or drawing or anything like that?
Sort of. I was never a good drawer growing up. It was always a lot easier for me to take things in my head and make them words instead of lines. I liked to draw and I would do it a lot, but I wasn't very good. But it was a couple months ago where I just really had the urge to paint something, and I don't really know why, but I'll show you. I bought this cheap pack of acrylic paint and I just made these little dinosaurs. This one has some words on him and this one has a little eyeball, and they sit on my shelves, and I painted them myself. Like an 8-year-old.
What is your style, Inspo?
This is gonna sound so corporate and horrible, but a lot of times I'll get inspiration from brands themselves. So like recently I've really liked Lazy Oaf. Some of the stuff they have is totally my style, and some of it is kind of more like cutesy kiddie stuff, which isn't super my style, but I can still take that because I like it. I like the aesthetic of it still, and I can take that and look for something that fits me a little bit more but is still sort of in that realm. In terms of people though, a lot of them are just my friends or people I know. So like Haley Blay, it's really great. Kaylee McKenzie, I really like her. Lindsay Rem, Arden Rose, like what she wears. Also, I follow a lot of people on Instagram that I don't necessarily know personally, but there's this girl I like, I think her name's Zora. There's another girl, I'll put links in the description. But then like Tavi Gevinson, who I don't know at all, is definitely a style inspo, but also like personal inspo. I think she is so cool.
What are the best and worst things that come out of making videos and having an audience?
I think I've said this many times before, but the pros of doing this so completely outweigh the cons. Pros, I can make whatever and put it on here, and most of the time people are really nice, which sort of has pros and cons in itself. Pro being it's an ego boost, con being it's an ego boost. Everyone's always really encouraging, which in turn makes me want to make more things. So I guess it's a good thing. Also, I've gotten to travel. I've gotten to do all sorts of things. I've had so many crazy opportunities. It's fun. I like doing this. I find it super fulfilling. I mean, to hear people, say that either I've helped them or they started writing poetry because of me, I think is so cool, because I remember when I was younger and I had these like really cool girls, I guess, that I looked up to, and to have people who I guess are telling me that they feel that same way about me is really cool. Cons, I guess, are the fact that when you put yourself out there like this, people have a tendency to dehumanize you and think they have free reign to just say whatever they like about you, which, it comes with the territory, so you sort of just have to learn how to deal with it. And I think if anything, I mean, I've been doing this since I was 13 or 14. So I think it's definitely given me a thicker skin, if anything.
What's your blood type?
I'm not sure why you asked me this. I'm a little concerned, but I'm going to tell you because I know what blood type I am. And I know what blood type I am because I thought it was kind of funny. I am B positive, which is a bit ironic because I am a cynical bitch.
What's your favorite museum?
I am lucky enough to live in a city where there's loads of really good museums for free. So one of my favorites is actually the Saatchi Gallery here. And then also, this isn't my favorite museum because I really haven't had the chance to go around it yet, but Bert and I went to the V&A last week, a couple weeks ago, to see the exhibition they have on there now, which is called Revolution or something like that. But it's about youth culture in the 60s, and it was so cool. I think it's either just about to close, or it has closed already. I don't know. If you get the chance, definitely go to that. It was awesome. I also really liked the Guggenheim in Venice, and I might be a bit biased because the museum itself was great, but Bert and I had the best lunch ever there. It was so good. I had the greatest cappuccino.
What music has interested you lately?
I always get asked this, so I will put a link to my Spotify below. I only use my Spotify to listen to music these days, so I'm pretty much always on there. And on Spotify, you can literally see what I'm listening to in real time. So there you go. I also make loads of playlists. I have been slacking a little bit lately, to be fair, but I put up playlists when I feel like it, so you can always see what tunes I'm listening to. Cool.
Who would you choose to bring back from the dead forever?
When I read this originally, my first instinct was David Bowie, because as time passes, I find myself missing him more and more. But then I read it again, and I was like, I don't want to bring not anyone I like back from the dead forever, curse them with eternal life. No, I don't think anyone... Hitler. I'd bring Hitler back to life, lock him in a room so he has all of forever to think about what he's done.
Why poetry over everything else like short stories and books and plays?
This is an interesting question, and I think I've sort of explained it before, but poetry is still, like, in my life, sort of a relatively recent thing for me. Like, I started getting into it when I was like 16 or 17, but I had been writing for a long, long time before that. And originally, novels were my thing that I really liked. And I still do. I write loads of longer things that just nobody sees. At least for now, nobody sees. And I had been doing YouTube for a long time too. But my writing and my YouTube didn't really come together until I started doing poetry, because poetry translated really well into video form. They're all pretty short, and they also can be performed, and I can like memorize it and perform it and do it in one take. And also my poetry videos did really, really well. The first poetry video I put up went viral and is still my most viewed thing ever. I think it has like 5 million views now. So I was like, well, this seems to work well. And also it was nice because I liked writing poetry and I liked making videos, so it was like putting the two together. But, you know, like if I were to write a short story and then make a 30-minute video reading it out to you, I'm not sure that's quite as suited for what YouTube is. I don't know, maybe. Is that something you guys would like? Because I could. I'm just not sure it would be super shareable. That's all the questions this time. I hope you guys like this. It was fun to film. I realized the other day that I make a lot of videos kind of about me, but they're all really like, I'm scared of rejection and stuff. Like, none of them are just like, let's not talk about that today. So yeah, just a fun little light thing. I hope you guys liked it. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.